Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome to Olive Board. My name is Varsha Thiman and this is your very important ARD current affairs session, right? And in this particular video, we are going to cover the current affairs from 31st January till 6th of February 2026, right? So the aspirants who are there in the class, please let me know that the voice is okay and the screen is also clearly visible to you. Yeah, these sessions are very, very important for all those who are targeting NABARD Grade A examination this year. Okay. Like you guys might have the doubts in your mind, like why we are covering the current affairs from the very beginning. See, they will help you to prepare your foundation strong so that when the notification will be released, you will not have to rush like from where we have to go ahead and what we have to do. Your foundation will be that much strong so that the topics will be very easy for you to cover and you will feel like that these things are the normal things. Okay, they will not look anything extra to you. Okay, so that's why it is very important to cover the current affair sessions from the very beginning because these are very, very important for your exams. Okay, because most of the students are asking these questions to me on regular basis. Ma'am, we are not aware like when the notification will be released, if it will be released as like the 2025, like what's the use of these current affairs. See, these current affairs are the foundations. Okay, you had seen questions in your this year exam as well that they are current affair based questions like from the Gobar-dhan, and here we are going to discuss about all these things. Okay, so let's go ahead. Aspirants, you should have the application of Board in your mobile phone, okay, so that you will get the PDFs of the YouTube classes, and you guys can also connect on me with me on this Telegram channel, right? So let's go ahead. And this is a complete course. You can be the part of this complete course. You will be provided with the books also, and that's how you can start doing your preparations for NABARD grade A examination. Like most of the students, they have the doubt like I'm not able to cover the syllabus. I don't know why we lack in the preparation. See, you need to have a very calculative approach. Okay, there is a need of a good strategies, and this batch is providing you everything needed for your better preparations, right? So let's go ahead with the very first news. Okay, so recently on every year on 2nd of Feb we have the World Wetland Day. Okay, World Wetlands Day. So this year, earlier there was 26 sites, and now in the year 2014 there were 26 sites, and now we had expanded. Okay, like now in our country we are having 98 wetland sites. Okay, and two new additions has made this year before the world wetland. So this is an achievement for us. Okay, and the theme for this year World Wetlands Day is wetlands and traditional knowledge. And where these two new wetland sites are located, one is Patna Bird Sanctuary. So do not go with the name Patna. It is in Etawah district of UP. It's not in Patna, Bihar. Next is Chari Dhan in Kutch district of Gujarat. So these are the new wetlands added to the list of Ramsar sites. Okay, and in this manner, we had expanded our wetland areas by over 276%. So this is also a very important point to mention here. Now, moving ahead, so why these wetlands are important? Because they are the sites where chinkara, voles, caracal, desert cats, desert foxes, and other endangered birds can found, and as well as these are the sites where migratory birds are coming, okay, and they are spending the good part of the years at these locations, and they are visiting these sites for spawning or for egg laying purposes as well, right? So why it is important for India to manage these wetland sites, and when India become the part of this convention. So India is one of the contracting parties to the conventions on wetlands known as the Ramsar Convention, and where it was signed in Ramsar. Ramsar is a place in Iran where when this convention was signed in the year 1971. Okay, here you will see, ma'am, why we are doing this 1971 wala point, because sometimes in exam you are not having the direct current affair related question. Sometimes they can ask by diverting it like when this convention was signed for the first time. Again, that time you will think like from where this question is asked. So you need to cover from all the angles, okay? And that will help you to cover your all portions in a well manner before your exam. And from that time onwards, India became the part. So initially, India was a part of contracting parties, and after that, India became a signatory to the convention on 1st Feb to the 1982. Okay, so India became a contracting parties in the year 1971. India signed it in the year 1982. Okay, on 1st of Feb. And on 2nd of Feb, we celebrate the World Wetland Day every year. Okay, and they are the sites they are having the good importance because they are the sites where some endangered species we can found. Migratory birds are visiting these areas on yearly basis or annually basis. Okay, so this is all about the first news article. Now let's talk about the second. See, there was no such prominent news article from 31st of January, so we have started from 1st of Feb. Okay, now another question, Union Budget has released. Okay, I'll take up a very specific session tomorrow at 12 p.m. So guys, be the part of that particular session. Okay, in that session we will discuss about the ARD takeaways. Okay, we'll cover the ARD takeaways. So please attend tomorrow's 12 p.m. session as well. So Union Budget 2025-26 significantly increased allocations for livestock and fisheries, increase of 26.6%, recognizing them as the main drivers of agriculture growth. So as we covered the current affairs of last year and like in the whole year, we had a lot of news articles related to the developments projects in the fishery sector and the animal husbandry sector. Okay, so by taking into consideration all these points, okay, this year we had observed that allocation for livestock and fishery sector has increased, and that is increased of 26.7%. And it is considered that whenever we talk about the agriculture growth, it's not the agriculture practices that are contributing here. They are the practices in the livestock sector and the fishery sector, which are the major contributors to agriculture growth. And because of the developments in these sectors, the fiscal year 2026, we are having 4.6% of growth. Okay, so this year it has increased to 8,915.26 crore for this year 2026-27. Okay, and this shows this shift acknowledges that while traditional crop grows at approximately 3.5%, the livestock and fishery sector surged at 7.1%, now contributing nearly 16% of total farmers' income. Okay, and we are having different programs. We talk about the Rashtriya Gokul Mission, we talk about National Livelihood Mission, and these missions and other such approaches help us to know that farmers who are involved in farm practices, they are not doing the agriculture, they are just not involved in agriculture crops. They are involved in raising the livestock populations also, because it was observed that these livestock and the fishery sectors are contributing nearly 7.1%, whereas the traditional crops are only contributing 3.5%. So they are their main focus point, which are helping them to improve their standard of living and their income sources in general. Okay, so this is important point, and how they are contributing. So if I talk about all these things in brief, so livestock sector, how it helps in like improving the incomes of the farmers. So building professionals and value chain. So in the budget, it is specifically focused upon saturation and professionalization to safeguard animal health and boost productivity. So when it is observed that a particular sector, a particular portion is helping the farmers in improving their standard of income, plus it is also contributing well in the national income, there is a need to adopt more professionalization in the specific part. There's a need to have to focus upon saturation so that what kind of benefits we will get, animal health will improve, as well as the productivity will improve. Okay, just like whenever we talk about the agriculture crop, we need to focus upon the basic input, that is the seed we are supplying to our field, plus the fertilizers we are giving to our agriculture crop. Similarly, if we are talking about that our livestock and the fishery sector are the main contributors and they are helping the farmers in improving their basic income, we need to we need to add on more professionalization in this direction so that their animals' health will be safeguarded and indirectly their production will improve. Okay, so this is one point. Another is veterinary workforce expansion. So last year, a lot of times we discussed about MET3. So they are the technicians who are involved in providing doorstep semen, doorstep high quality genetically improved semen to the animal husbanders. Okay, there is a need to have uh, like good recruitment in this sector and who are technically enriched and professionals. Okay, and we are targeting to add nearly 20,000 plus veterinary professionals, because if any work will be done by professionals, definitely the chances of success are more and the chances of errors definitely reduce, right? Loan linked capital subsidies, like we are having the short term loans, Kisan credit cards are provided to the farmers so that they can help this Kisan, with the help of this Kisan credit card, they can there will be a financial help to them. Okay, similarly, if the farmers want to expand their dairy farms, if the farmers want to expand their business that is associated with livestock raising, okay, so there are loan linked capital subsidies for them. Okay, and it will help to incentivize the private sector to establish veterinary colleges, hospitals, diagnostic labs, and breeding centers as well. Rashtriya Gokul Mission. So this mission has also gained a very importance. Okay, received a major push with rupees 800 crore so that productivity of indigenous cattle breeds will be enhanced. Like we are targeting that we need to develop, we need to provide good growing conditions to our indigenous breeds so that our dependency upon exotic breeds will be reduced to a considerable level. Okay, entrepreneurship support. So the one who wants to go ahead in this direction by establishing any business, there's a need to provide them financial assistance or support for that entrepreneurship support or integrated scheme for entrepreneurship development. And it is having a total financial outlay of rupees 500 crore. So that credit linked subsidies will be provided to these individuals so that they can establish their startups and they can work in this direction. Tax relief for cooperatives. Okay. Tax deductions on cattle feed supply and intercooperative dividends, they are also introduced to strengthen the dairy cooperative. Like you are going to the market to purchase certain things and you're observing that this is coming under the tax slab. So you will always hesitate like how you can invest that good amount of money here. So that's how tax reliefs are also provided to the cooperatives. Okay, so that they cannot feel fear like how we could afford these cattle feed supplies and some intercooperative dividends. So this is also a very good initiative taken in this direction, right? For the fishery sector, so similarly, these are the certain initiatives we are taking to for developments of our livestock sector. And if I talk about the fishery sector, which also needs to have some additional initiatives, one is the blue economy and export dominance. So we discussed a lot of time the last year, even on the Fishery Day, World Fisheries Days also, that we are trying to untap the potential, the huge potential of our islands, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, in the Lakshadweep Islands regions, because uh, they can help in improving our economy and they can help us in competing with the good products in the global markets. Okay, so blue economy and export dominance, the fishery sector, it has received highest ever budgetary support. So this year, the budgetary support that is provided for the fishery sector, it is the highest ever. Like for the first time, we are getting the fishery sector is getting the highest budget alone. That is of 2,761.80 crore. And here on majorly we are emphasizing on developments of the infrastructures. Okay, because we are good in, we are having enough potentials in our water bodies, they can support the life there, they can support the fisheries, fin fisheries and shell fisheries there. But what if like we are collecting the resources from there and where we will store them? Because these products gain good market value when they are transported to the market in a live and fresh condition. So there's a need to have the cold supply chains. Okay, there's a need to have a supply chain management plus good infrastructures to hold all these commodities there. Okay, so fishery sector needs to work up, like we need to work upon on these components for the developments of our fishery sector. Okay, inland and coastal infrastructure, reservoir developments. Okay, so there is a need to have the developments of the reservoirs where we can go for the freshwater or inland fishery practices. Empowering through FPOs. So we are having the FPOs, farmers producer organization. Similarly, we are working upon the developments of fish farmers producers organization so that coastal value chains will be strengthened, and women are also involved here so that the women empowerment will also be like on a good side, right? So this is about these news article and radical export reforms. So to make Indian seafood globally competitive against rising trade headwinds, the government introduced several strategic tax and trade measures. So one is duty-free input imports. So what it do? It will limit raise from 1% to 3% of export turnovers for seafood processing. Exclusive economic zone catch exemption. So fish caught in the exclusive economic zone or high seas is now duty free. Foreign port landings. So treating fish landed at foreign ports as exports, we are exporting them. Simplifying logistics for deep sea fleets. Courier export cap, removal of the rupees 10 lakh cap to enable small startups to access global e-commerce markets. Okay, so these are specific reforms taken by our government to support Indian seafood at a global markets. Okay, so this is about these news article. Another important news article, which is in news, although it's not something which is recently launched, this was launched in the year 2018, but still we are talking about it. So that's why I always say whenever we are doing the current affair events, okay, as your exam will be in the mid of the year, but we are doing it from the very beginning so that your foundation will be created. Because in our exam, we are facing the questions from multi directions. It's not only from one direction, it can come from any direction, right? So Gobar-dhan scheme. So let's talk about Gobar-dhan scheme. So Gobar-dhan stands for Galvanizing Organic Bio Agro Resource Dhan. So this was launched under Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin in the year 2018. So what is it? It's an integral component of solid waste management. Okay, it's not related directly with your agriculture practices, related with solid waste management under the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. So if the solid waste management will be good, what will happen? Cleanliness in the villages will be maintained. Okay, and how we are converting the bio waste, including the animal waste, kitchen leftovers, crop residues, market waste, into biogas and bio slurry, so that the lives of the people who are living in the rural areas that will be improved. Okay, Govardhan project supports biodegradable waste recovery. Okay, how? By incentivizing gram panchayats to convert cattle dungs and solid agriculture waste into biogas and bioslurry. So they are helping the gram panchayats in the terms of incentives so that the waste generated, the solid waste generated in the villages, it will be converted into biogas and bioslurries so that it will be provided to the agricultures, or it can be used for the different purposes. It will not be left as a waste only, it will be managed effectively. Okay, so this is an objective of Govardhan scheme. Okay, and these projects are not only helping us in managing the solid waste but also helping us in employing the individuals there. So in this manner the employment opportunities are generated, farmers income is increased, plus their agriculture crops are getting the good manure supply. So now the farmers are moving towards organic farming practices. They don't need to depend upon synthetic fertilizers more to fulfill the nutritional requirements of their agricultural land. Okay, so in this manner, if we are having one scheme, it is helping the farmers in multiple ways. Okay, so that is an objective of Govardhan scheme. Now, moving ahead, let's talk about another important news article, and that is around agriculture gross value added that grows by 10.4% in 2024-25 provisional estimates. So this is a news of 3rd of Feb, okay, and as per this news, it is observed that the gross value added that we are obtaining from agriculture sector specifically in the year 2024-25, it is observed that it has increased to 10.4%. In the last year, it was 9.6 only. In 2022-23, it was 8.5%. And in the year 2021-22, although it was 10.6%, but after that, there was a deep down. Okay. So this time we had observed that good growth is observed in agriculture gross value added. Okay. So this gross value added percentage growth in the agriculture and elite sector, it is including all the agriculture and elite sectors related with the crops, livestock, fisheries, and horticulture practices, everything. Okay. So in addition to this, it is also observed that the total food production in the year 2024-25, okay, it was estimated a record of 3,577.32 LMT, which is actually higher by 7.65%. Okay. And it is not dependent upon one factor only. If we are observing, for example, you're preparing for a competitive examination, and you, after giving your phase one examination, you observe that the cutoffs are quite high. So it doesn't mean that there are only one factor on which the cutoffs are decided. It will depends upon the number of students appeared there. It depends upon the number of shifts of the examinations. It depends upon the preparations of the students. Okay, it also depends upon the freshers or the experienced students who are well aware about the subjects or the exam, or who are just doing it for the first time. Okay, similarly, when we are saying that we had observed a good production, good food grain production in a year, it doesn't mean that the soil has improved, the soil conditions have improved. It means that we had now new technologies, we had now started using the organic practices, we had now doing all the activities in a very calculative manners. Okay, we are having the high yielding varieties of seeds, we are maintaining the genetically improved seeds for our agriculture lands. So there are multiple factors which help us in knowing like why our production has improved and what kind of shortcomings we are facing if we are not getting at a specific level. Okay, so when the specific factors were studied, it was analyzed, okay, that agriculture growth, including farmer incomes, input cost, climate variabilities, irrigation coverage, access to credits, and market linkage is a continuous process which is done through various studies. So all these are the factors which are involved in improvements in the data. Okay, and the government has identified integrated strategies. Okay, so when, for example, you are preparing for anything or we are talking about one component, it doesn't mean you will do improvement in it, then only you will get the good results here. You need to manage the components which are indirectly or directly connected with it. Okay, so here also government go ahead and they focus upon integrated strategies. Okay, so that's how the farmers' income will be improved, plus the productivity from the sector will be improved. And they are increase crop productivity and productions, reduce cost of productions, better price realization of farmers produce to enhance the income. So you are working year long on a specific commodity, and at the end you are not about to get the good income from it. So what will happen? You will be discouraged. Next year you will think of shifting to some other practices. But what if the government's policies are so strong, farmers are getting the better income for their agriculture commodities? Okay, so farmers will be more secured and they will surely go for the same practices in the next years also. Okay, so these are the strategies the government have to come ahead with. Okay, agriculture diversification is one such objectives we are working upon. Developing post-harvest value additions, adaptations to climate change for sustainable agriculture and mitigate against crop losses. Okay, and we need to focus upon like we are observing the climate changes events are so common. Can this is all because of anthropogenic activities or the human or man-made activities. So we need to not ignore it. Okay, while planning anything, so we need to consider it also. Okay, because this is something we cannot ignore, or this is something which is not intentionally changed or not intentionally ignored. Okay, we need to consider it while doing or while performing any agriculture and practices, and whatever the losses we can have from it, we need to work hard to mitigate the losses, right? And the government has substantially enhanced, so that's how the budget allocation has enhanced, right? So like when we observe that this sector needs a lot of improvement, and that's how the budget allocation has also improved in this sector. So government come ahead with the different approaches, like we are having the minimum support prices, okay, which has like standardized it that the minimum support prices should be decided like 50% more than the basic input the farmers has invested in their agriculture land, so that the farmers will have at least good amount left in their hand after doing all the activities, right? Huh. Yes, Sagar, yeah, you can get the PDFs of the classes if you are connected with me on this Telegram channel, that is Varsha Thiman. Plus, these PDFs are available to you on the application of Olive Board also. Okay, so that's how you will get the PDFs of the classes, and you can do your revisions after the lectures as well. Clear? Chalo. Is it clear to you guys? Now, so these schemes will help in doing all these things, right? So now we are having different schemes and they are supporting the farmers in multiple ways. Now, so let's talk about the another important news article. So the students who are there in the class, before moving ahead, I just want to know is the things are clear to you till this point, or you are having any such doubt to ask? Yeah, is everything clear? Chalo, moving ahead, another news article. Government pushes agri exports to boost India's share in global trades. So, when it is observed that we are doing well in the domestic markets, it happens with us also, na? Like you are suppose in like during your school days, you had observed one thing, like if you are a good uh, like representative or you are good in debates, okay, you're like whenever the intra-school events happen or inter-house competitions are held in your school, you are doing your best and you are always on the like you are having the good side to represent. So after some time, whenever there will be inter-school competition in the cities, your school, your teachers will recommend your name, like you are well aware about, you have a good skills and your representation qualities are also good. Okay, so there you will represent the school. So similarly, when the government is observing our farmers are doing well in the domestic markets, now the time to boost our India's share in the global trades. Now we are well stable, okay, that we can go ahead and compete in the global markets also. Okay, so our government is also doing efforts in this direction. Okay, government pushes agri exports to boost India's share in global trade. Okay, so the overall export of these products in the year 2024-25, it was noted it was of US dollar 51.9 billion. Okay, and to support that, that agriculture commodities should represent or should go ahead in the global markets. Like last year, we discussed about that our limes, Indi lime was exported. Our Bhargava variety of pomegranate was exported. So there are so many different varieties which are exported to the global markets, and that's how they gain the importance globally. Okay, so like major organization that is associated with the global trades of agriculture commodities is APEDA, and that comes under Department of Commerce. Okay, and these initiatives are taken by the government that includes the development of modern infrastructure. So definitely when you are going ahead in the global markets, you need to have the good infrastructure facilities, because you have to export your commodities there. If you are doing it in the that basic cartons, definitely your as these commodities are perishable, they will be rotten in the midway and you are not about to get anything. Plus your ratings and reviews will also go down. Okay, so there's a need to take some initiatives for the developments of modern infrastructures, for the adoptions of innovative and automated machineries, encouragements of new value added products development, quality developments, market developments, and training programs so that the workforce will be upskilled and they will be able to produce value added product. Okay, and these are the initiatives which are helping us so that we will bring our products to the global markets and we can fetch a good income from. Okay, and the Department of Commerce through APEDA provides financial assistance to its member exporters from across the country so that the export promotions of these products will occur through its financial assistance scheme. And the scheme, these are the different components of the scheme like development of export infrastructures, quality developments, market developments. Okay, so these are the different components the government is talking about under this financial assistance scheme to promote the export of this agriculture commodity. Okay, so you can use this information while framing a good answer for descriptive answer writing because we are supposed to have these questions in our next upcoming exams. Okay, like we can assure it. Another thing, it is also important to talk about. So, what we had observed, the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So, in this year budgets, we'll discuss about in our tomorrow's session. Okay, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare budgets jumps from 21,933 crore to 1.27 lakh crore in 12 years. Okay, so this is something which is observed. So agriculture is a state subject. Government of India supports the states through appropriate policy measures, budgetary allocations, and various schemes. And this year, the budget allocations for agriculture and farmers welfare it has increased to this level, and that is observed in the last 12 years for the first time in the last 12 years. Okay, the one important point that you should keep in your mind from here that agriculture is a state subject. It's not a union subject or it's not a central subject. Okay, it's a state subject to talk about. Okay, now, yes. So what is important for the farmers? Okay, whenever any growing season come, the one thing that matters to the farmers is that they should have the good basic inputs. Okay, the seed should be of high yielding varieties that should have good genetic potential. Plus the fertilizers they are applying in agriculture field, that should be of good quality. It should not be forfeited. Okay. So government is ensuring that the good quality seeds will be provided to the farmers on a timely basis, plus fertilizers as well. Okay, so that the farmers can go ahead with the good agriculture practices. Plus subsidies are also provided to the farmers so that they can have these commodities at reasonable prices. What happened like you are going to the market to purchase something and you're observing that the prices are very high. What will you do? You will look for the either you will look for the discounts or you will go for the option which is easily available to you and which is available to at cheaper prices. Okay, so what if the government will come ahead and provide you the good quality of things at the reasonable prices, so definitely you will go to purchase it, right? So government is helping the farmers in such a manner like they will get the good quality of seeds, they will get the good quality of fertilizers and all the things at the reasonable prices. Okay, so this is a initiative by the government to support the farmers and to enhance their income as well. Right? So to make seeds available at affordable prices, how financial assistance are provided to them, and like we are having that PM Kisan. Under the PM Kisan mission, 6,000 rupees are provided to the farmers on annual basis in three equal installments of 2,000 rupees. Okay, so that the farmer can use this money to purchase the basic inputs. Okay, and subsidies are also provided to farmers so that they can have these commodities at reasonable prices all the time. Okay, national seed reserve is created. The seed infrastructures are strengthened. Farmers are trained. Farmers trainings are very important. Okay, so that you are provided. Like I want to do some research. For example, I had purchased all the ingredients, but I'm not aware about like what to do first, what to do next, and how to utilize resources. All the things will be in vain, like my whole money will be wasted, right? So similarly there's a need to provide the farmers the good trainings. There should be cluster building so that then they can use the new technologies They need to have the method demonstrations, okay, so that whenever they are using the new quality of the seeds or the basic inputs, it will always help them to get the best output from. Okay, there's a need of distribution of mini kits of high new yielding varieties of pulses and nutri-cereals, and that is under the different missions. Like we are having the national food security and nutrition. It is nothing new. It is the old one with a new name. Okay, earlier it was known as a national food security mission, and now it is upgraded as national food security and nutrition mission. Another one, the National Mission on Edible Oils, Oilseeds, and the next one is Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. Okay, so these are the specific schemes or missions to support the farmers, right? And definitely, these initiatives will help in enhancing the incomes of the farmers by improving their productivities, and subsidies are helping them so that the cost of production will be reduced. Okay, and fair pricing should be of BT cotton hybrid seeds. Okay, basically what happened, like whenever we go to the market, like organic product, initially when the organic certification was started, we observe whenever we go to the supermarkets, we found that there are certain food commodities or the fruits and the vegetables which are available at the near to the local market prices, and there are certain food commodities which are available at very high prices. Okay, like 200 per kg or 300, and so the basic the consumers feel like how to purchase it, right? Now, under the different schemes and the programs, all these commodities are provided to the consumers at reasonable prices. Okay, so similarly, the BT cotton hybrid seeds, so they are the genetically modified cotton seeds. They are also available to the farmers at reasonable prices. Okay, so government has notified the cotton seeds price control order in the year 2015, and that was under the Essential Commodities Act 1955, under which maximum sale prices of BT cottons are fixed every year. Okay, so this is a price. At this price, the farmers will get the seeds of the BT cotton. Okay. Similarly, for the fertilizers, also subsidies are provided to the farmers. Direct benefit transfers in fertilizer system, like 100% subsidies to the farmers are released. Okay, at the point of sale, like they can get the fertilizers at reasonable prices. Similarly, for other seeds also, right, the subsidies are provided to the farmers and the seeds are available to them at reasonable prices. And there is one Sathi portal, okay, and that is to end-to-end digital traceability of seeds across the supply chain. If there is any point where uh, you are observing that there is less transparency, with the help of this portal you can trace it and you can get the real-time data about things. Okay, so if there's in the market substandard seeds are available, you can report it here as well, right? And now the government has also notified organic fertilizers, biofertilizers, de-oiled cakes, organic carbon enhancers, nanofertilizers, all under the Fertilizer Control Order 1985. That is to ensure regulated supply. Like all these fertilizers supply will be regulated. Okay. Similarly, we had different programs for the certifications, production to certification, the marketing of organic products. Okay, so this is all about, and under the national food security, this one is important. Please highlight this in your notebook as well. Under the National Food Security and Nutrition Mission, assistance is provided to boost seed production of traditional varieties through distribution of seeds at 50% cost, seed production incentive of rupees 1,000 per quintal for cereals and millets and rupees 2,000 per quintal for pulses and oilseeds, capacity building programs, and one-time assistance of rupees 50 lakhs for establishment of community seed banks. Okay. So these are certain initiatives by the government to ensure timely availability of seeds and the fertilizer so that farmers can use all these things on time, and that's how they can improve their productivity. At the end, I'm mentioning here, although we will discuss about this particular act in detail in the seed science portion that we are going to cover in this batch. So that's why I always say, like, whatever the things we are discussing in our current affairs sessions, they are directly or indirectly connected with our static portion aspirants. Okay. So be on a good side, do your preparations in a very well manner, and ask your doubts whenever, wherever you are having the doubts. And that's enough for today's. Okay, ending the session for now. And this is a batch available on the application of Olive Board. Okay, and all the best. Bye bye. Thank you.